Ooh, I just learned something real new, real quick. Okay. But anyway, okay, I'm back. So, we were talking about Trump and his health condition and him being missing for the days. Okay. And I just wanted to say that pay attention. Okay. Everybody's not saying the same thing just to be saying it. Okay. They don't want you to believe, and you can't believe the administration. So who you gonna believe? Okay. So let's throw some cards on that. How about that? Okay. Can you tell us how it's going for Trump? Okay. What do you want us to know? He came on TV. Okay. He tried to look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, but it didn't work. But okay, he's still alive. And we would like to know what's going on with Trump in the current time. Okay? Currently, what's going on with him? Because he's got so many the energy changes with this man and his administration. So what is going on with Trump today? How about that? And thank you for your answers. What do you want us to know about Mr. Trump and his day? Okay. And you know, the thing about it was they were talking about the funding. The funding, it was the funding on something. Oh, he wants the people who get funding for COVID. Okay, he wants them to write up a report on the findings. Okay, on basically a report card on their medication. These are to the companies, Moderna, Johnson and Johnson. Do they still have one? What's that other one? But they want the companies to give them pretty much a progress report on Pfizer. Is it Pfizer? On their product of COVID, on their COVID product. Why are you going to, and then they were talking about getting rid of the funding, on research. How are you going to get rid of funding on research when you're probably in getting research medication now? That's what happened when he got COVID last time. He got that medication. That medication that saved Trump's life was still in the research stage. And thank you for your answers. What do you want us to know? Okay. Underneath it, the bottom of the deck, okay, is the Four of Wands. Now, this right here is a happy reunion. So, probably the people in his administration or, his mega people, okay, them two are happy that he came and he made an appearance. Okay. Now, let's see what the story unfolds. Okay, we have Justice as the first card out. Justice. We got Justice. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups. So there's some masculine emotions going on. We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse, okay? So something they're trying to balance. They're having a problem, okay? There's something there that's out of balance. Something is out of balance. We have the Lovers. Yeah, so there's some major choices, some shared values, okay? But something's out of balance. It could be the finances, since it's the Pentacles, but something's out of balance, okay? And then they're holding on to something. They're holding on to something. This is the current energy, you guys, okay? We have the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles in reverse. That's my King Money, okay? And when King Money is in reverse, okay, he's broke. Now I know people read this card differently, okay, but everybody has their own reading. And you got to understand, okay, I can't go by what everybody else go by. I have to go by my intuition. And somebody's broke. There's also some corruption. Ooh, extortion. Somebody's being extorted. Now that, ooh, somebody's being extorted. And the Star in reverse. So this like is depression. Okay, basically boredom, monotony, okay, depressed, okay, lack of faith, lack of inspiration, all that, depressed, okay. We also have the Two of Wands in reverse, okay. So there is normally they would be making plans, okay, but this right here, they don't want to make no plans, okay. Their options, they don't have too many options here. And that could be the cause of depression, okay? Yeah, I feel extortion. See, that's why I like to read the words on the cards, because not all the words jump out. And then you get that one word, yeah, extortion, and it's money. Somebody's being extorted, and it's over the Justice card. So somebody, okay, let me keep going. Okay, so this right here is the Seven of Pentacles. Now, this is my reap what you sow card. Okay, reap what you sow. Now, some people look at this card as options. Okay, looking at your options. Okay, but even though he's looking at his options, he's only got one right here in front of him. So all them other options may not look so good. Hello. Okay, but anyway, reaping what you sow. And then we have the King of Wands in reverse. So this coincides, I'm going to tell you, this coincides with Donald Trump's current vibes for the day. Okay, and we're going to do a what's the vibe on him too, since I said it. But what I also focus on is who I'm reading, who I'm doing this spread on, and what's coming out in the spread as far as masculine and feminine. I'm doing the reading on Trump, and I noticed that there's a lot of masculinity coming out in these cards. We got the King of Wands, the King of Pentacles. We have the King of Cups. Okay, we have yeah. So we got these kings. Okay, so yeah, we on the right wavelength. Wave. We're on the right path. Okay, so now we have a Queen of Wands coming out in reverse, and she is going on top of the King of Pentacles in reverse. He's broke, and she's pissed. Oh, yeah, I called it. Pushy, she demanding. Okay. I wonder, is she the one blackmailing, extorting? Ooh, ooh. I just thought about, you know, I was talking about some legalities. It looked like when I was reading the cards, okay, that there was some legalities that were going to come through holding Melania up from getting that money, okay? And I wonder, is that what's going on? Or is that what is going to come out? Okay, like she's blackmailing, she's extorting, okay, a form of extortion with all those prenuptials. Okay, that might be how they spin it. Okay, see, the cards tell all your business. Yeah, see, yeah. hmm We have the Seven of Cups in reverse. Okay, so the star is going down. Okay, what was that? Yeah, depression. Okay, and out of that depression, or because of that depression, they're going to get some kind of clarity. There's going to be some kind of clarity coming out. Okay, emotions. So somebody's going to come to a realization that what they thought they had, it's not all what they had. Okay, now that could be Melania or that could be Trump, maybe somebody else, but we are reading on Trump. And because of all this hoopla that went on over the weekend about him missing, okay, maybe he's coming to a realization. Okay. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is a karma card and it's upright, so it means good luck. Okay. So there's going to be some clarity. This is next to the the Queen of Wands in reverse, and it's on top of the Star card. Okay. So they both of them. Now we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. Okay. So yeah, shattered dreams, shattered dreams. Okay. So it makes sense. Shattered dreams. And then we have the devil. Okay. So there's manipulation, extortion, blackmail, you name it, okay, is going on and it's still going on. And apparently it goes on a daily basis or almost a daily basis. Okay. So he's coming to the realization, okay, that he doesn't have it like that. He's coming to the realization that they probably waiting on him to drop. Okay. Let's do another row. Uh-huh. But he's coming to that realization. And depending on what's going on in his life is shattered his dreams. He's devastated, okay? The devil's in the details. Because now that he didn't came out of hiding, they didn't told him all the business. Okay. The tower. But it's in reverse. Okay. It's in reverse. So this right here is a resistance to change, okay? But it's also averting disaster or delaying it, putting it off, okay? And I guess you could say if he was ill, which he probably was, okay, and they didn't pump him up with whatever they didn't pump him up, they delayed the disaster. They delayed it, they avoided it, however you want to see it, okay? Uh-huh. Yep. Delaying the inevitable, okay? The inevitable that he will, okay, succumb to his health issues, okay? He will, okay, so we have the King of Swords. There we go with that masculine energy, okay? But it's in reverse. So you still got the corruption going on. You still got the corruption. Here we go with the devil. The devil, oh, I'm sorry, y'all can't even see. We got the devil over here in the details, okay? You know what I'm saying? And then we got the tower in reverse. So they're delaying, okay? It's only a matter of time, okay? But they're delaying it. You got the King of Swords, okay, and it's corruption. And then the thing about it is, who's the King of Swords? I'm not even going to use a clarifier because they're all the King of Swords in reverse. They're all corrupt. So just pick one. And then we have the Six of Wands in reverse. So this is a card about traveling, moving on, okay, but they're not able to move on. Yeah. So he's going from one disaster to another. Okay. That's what happens when you are corrupt. Look at the girl I was just doing the reading on, okay? Talking about she with the cartel, her husband worked for the cartel, and she got all this money, she got this and that, and then they found her and the whole family in plastic bags, dead. Okay? You see what I'm saying? This is the same scenario, okay? But this is being played out on a larger scale. This is being played out on a larger scale before the whole world, not country, but for the whole world, okay? So now, okay, he can't even move on with his life because he's so corrupt, and all these people, he's stuck like Chuck. Okay? And it's like the only way out is illness. We have the King of Cups in reverse. Somebody is pissed. Somebody is pissed. And then we have the Moon. Somebody is pissed and somebody's hiding something, okay? Say, somebody, and just came to me, okay? Who was pissed? I told you, okay? And then I'm reading, okay, subconscious. This must be J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is pissed, okay? He's right next to the moon, and he's hiding it. He's pissed, okay? Because they didn't brought this food back to life and whatnot, okay? And that was my chance, okay? And he out here, okay? Oh, yeah! He pissed, smiling. They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. Lord, let's get some vibes. Let's get some vibes going on, okay? Yes. He is pissed because Donald Trump then got up out the bed, put on his coat, and made an announcement. Am I lying? Am I lying? What can you tell us? What's the vibe? What was the vibe for the day? Do you want us to know was the vibe for the Trump administration? Okay, JD Vance and all them. What was the vibe? What do you want us to know today? Today, what was the vibe? Yeah, what do you want us to know about the vibe of the current administration, the Trump administration? Okay, he been missing all weekend and then he just shows up. What was the vibe? We might have to do one on JD, huh? Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Okay. Well, we got some legalities, okay, which they always have. Okay. Somebody, okay, that's Trump. Slow down and smell the roses. He probably did smell the roses on his way down the hallway. There was a stack of roses up there, and he stopped because that came to his mind. Stopped and smelled the roses. Okay, yeah, he's having an epiphany, self-reflection, healing, isolation. Okay, so he's healing. Okay, somebody is nurturing his little butt. Somebody is nurturing him. All the while, there's envy, there's resentment, discontent. That's this King of Cups in reverse I told you about, right next to the moon. JD! Oh, somebody's got a dirty little secret. And that came up. Ain't my business, but that came up with JD. We'll see if it comes up again. Okay, so somebody is feeling depressed. Okay, now I told you there was depression in here. And wishing they could have a second chance. We have the protection of the Archangel Michael, okay, because he's got to protect Trump. I'm going to tell you. He's got to protect Trump. And the reason why he has to protect Trump is because Trump has been sent out on a mission. Whatever the mission is, it don't have to be good, don't have to be bad, okay? But you got to finish your mission. And you are going to have that protection until your mission is up. Okay? So that's where the Archangel Michael comes in. Okay? And then we have Two-Face. Okay? Now you can take your pick on that. Salty and bitter. Conniving, unpredictable, psychopath. Okay? Somebody wants to cut ties. And somebody's on an emotional roller coaster. Okay? I think that may be JD as well, because when Trump gets sick, he gets happy. Then when Trump gets well, okay, he just back, okay, yeah. So he needs to make up his mind for whatever that is, okay, and look at his possibilities, because he's wearing a mask. He's wearing a mask. He's hiding. It's a lot of them hiding. Okay, but it's just a matter of time. This is only a delay, okay? And they're procrastinating as well, okay? They're procrastinating because they want to hold him up so that they can try to get as much as they can get done, okay? But someone's exhausted. And the bridges are being burnt as we speak. Lack of trust, suffering in silence. Okay, we got all kind of stuff going on, and this could be the same people, this could be different people. This is his administration, and this is how they feeling today. Okay, and then at the end of the day, there's some type of intimacy. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. That basically is there was all kind of emotions flowing through the White House today. So through the Trump administration. Okay, let's go with that. Through the Trump administration, and the fact that this man made it through, or he showed up, suited and booted. Okay, some people were happy, some people were not. Okay, so let's take a look while we're here. Let's take another look at JD Vance. Okay, now we did three spreads from three different decks. Who did we do it on? The Trumpster. Okay, and they were all basically saying the same thing. Okay, right? So let us look again. Okay, because this is a whole nother day, meaning it's a whole nother vibe. What's going on with JD Vance? Okay, he vice president of the United States, and he is next in line if something happens to Trump. Okay, Trump came out on the stage. Okay, making a speech. JD was right there behind him, skinning and grinning. What was going on with JD Vance? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. What was going on with JD Vance? What was going on? And we're going to do a spread. We're going to do it like a spread on him. Ooh, just get it nice and shuffled. Okay, what do you want us to know? Okay, underneath this reading is the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so there's some kind of meeting. Okay, there's a meeting, or there was a meeting. Okay, so this represents teamwork. Okay, but it's upside down. So we're gonna see there's a loss there. It's with JD Vance. This is JD Vance. There's a loss there. Okay, that is underneath it all. Okay, underneath this reading. Okay, there's some kind of loss. We have wishes coming true as far as the Ten of Cups. He was glad. Because there was a delay. Remember I told you they delaying the inevitable, okay? And he says he's ready to step up, okay? But underneath it all, I think his emotions are back and forth. Okay? Because see, he's glad because he's already cheating. And it says marriage here, okay? So, okay, so we'll take it his family. His family was glad. There we go. The family was happy because they really don't want him to take the president because look at the role he's already playing and they seem to be unhappy about. So they were probably glad. And then we have the Strength card in reverse. So there's some weakness. And we have the Page of Wands, okay, in reverse. Okay. So yeah, it slowed down. We also have the Two of Swords in reverse. Okay. So he's stuck between indecisiveness, postponement. Yeah, basically. That's what this was. It was a postponement. And then we have the Chariot. Okay. So something's coming through fast, and there's going to be a clear path. Something's coming through pretty quick. Seems to be involving JD Vance. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse. So this is an ungrounded male who's unsuccessful businessman. He's corrupt. He's on top of this happy family. So this would be JD Vance coming in fast for the victory. There's an Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So there's a lack of money and a lack of opportunities. We have the Two of Cups, okay, in reverse. So there's a disagreement there. There's some disharmony. We also have the Five of Swords in reverse, though. So this represents conflict, okay, but it's in reverse, meaning that the conflict has been avoided. Okay, there was a peaceful resolution. The conflict for right now has been avoided. Okay, and we have the Three of Wands in reverse. So someone is looking looking abroad. Okay. So the wish to move forward, okay, is null and void. So he wanted to move forward with this, but it's been held up. We have the Hermit in reverse. Yeah. He's not feeling it. His family is happy, but he's not happy. He's not feeling it, okay? He's feeling a little disappointment, okay? He wants to be left alone. He don't feel like being all social and all that because this was a disappointment. It seems to appear like that. And then we have the Nine of Cups, okay? So in reverse. So the wishes that were coming true are not. At least not for now. Yeah. We have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands, and it's causing a burden. It's causing a burden on JD because he's broke or he's in need of money. Okay, he's in need of money, so this position would give him the financial backing that he needs. I think I'm going off intuition. The financial backing that he was looking forward to, okay, yeah. So the page of sports, okay? Yeah. So it's delayed. There's some delayed news, yeah. And it was a burden. Yeah. And then we have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, so he's feeling emotional. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. Here we go with somebody that's pushing and demanding as well. Now, this is my Melania card, but this is on JD Vance. Here we go with the Lovers, right next to it. Partnerships, agreements. We have the Fool in reverse. We have the Tower in reverse. And we have the King of Cups in reverse. Now, he was the King of Cups in reverse in this last read I did on Trump. And I told you somebody was pissed. And then it was next to the, it was somewhere, it was by the devil. Okay. That's JD Vance. He's pissed. He's pissed. He's pissed because there's a delay. Okay. The disaster that was supposed to happen has been delayed, so to speak. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. It's been delayed. Jay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So to sum it up, the family, this is the first card. I'm starting up here. Okay. The family is happy. Okay. Right. There's a weakness coming in, and I think it's regarding his family. Okay. The Page of Wands in reverse. So that the news is bad. Okay. And he's stuck. He's stuck with the Two of Swords in reverse. Okay. Now we have the Chariot coming in fast. Okay. Right over here with the Page of Pentacles. Okay. So I take it that by Trump presenting himself today, okay, came in quickly, made his appearance. Okay. So the King of Pentacles, for some reason it represents JD Vance as well as this King of Cups, okay, who doesn't have any money, okay, and he's getting bad news. This is bad news, but it was avoiding conflict, okay. He was looking to move forward, but it's in reverse. The Three of Wands. Okay, so he's not going anywhere. He's got the Hermit in reverse. So where he would look for self-reflection, instead he don't want to be bothered with nobody because he's mad. He's mad. Okay, and we have right here the Nine of Cups, which is dreams coming true in reverse. His dreams have been shattered. By Trump showing up, it's been shattered. Not only has it been shattered, it has now created a burden because he's broke. He needs some money. The money he thought he was getting, the recognition and all this stuff he thought he was getting, once again, has been delayed. Okay? So here we come in with some more emotions with a Knight of Cups, okay, on the King of Cups in reverse. We have the Page of Swords, okay, which is delaying. And then you come down here with the Queen of Wands in reverse, okay. So we got some woman. It could be Melania. She might be disappointed. Okay. We got the Lovers card. Ooh, don't tell me that them two got something going. But anyway, okay, allegedly. We got the Lovers. So there's, okay, whatever agreement, okay, is right here in between the Fool in reverse and the Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay? We have the Tower. So the disaster, okay, that was avoided has pissed him off. Okay? It's pissed him off. And that's what I'm getting. And there it is. And we're going to get the kipper on that ass. That's what we're going to do. Okay? Let's get some kipper on J.D. Vance. Because he doing too much without doing anything. See? Yeah. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. He is pissed. Because he was there, he sure was looking at Trump all strange, smiling and stuff, and then making some little googly eyes, okay? But, the kipper. But, sometimes you gotta smile, okay? What do they say? Well, anyway, it was basically a typical of your typical version of joy and pain. Sunshine and rain. Let me hear you say joy and pain. Yes, he was smiling and crying at the same time. Okay, let's get to Kipper. Okay, what can you tell us on JD Vance? What can you tell us? What do you want us to know on JD Vance? Okay. Smiling, but we think he's mad. What are you telling us? Okay. What do you want us to know? JD Vance. How was he feeling today? Can you give us a story? What do you want us to know? What do you want us to know? The courthouse. Okay. Community. Okay. Sometimes you just got to let this spin. A mature man. See where my intuition takes me. A wealthy man. Change. Thoughts. There's a message. And you see it's open. So they got a message. Distant horizons. Okay, that's La La Land. Ooh, that's in the center of the reading. Privileged lady. And a main female. This is J.D. Vance. This is J.D. Vance. Coffin. Sudden wealth. Despair. Toil and labor. And we have courtship. Excuse me. What I can tell you in the middle of this is delusion, illusion, delusional, okay? We have a mature man and we have despair, okay? And we have delusion. So this mature man and this wealthy man, okay, is giving me the someone in his inner circle. Okay, to me, this is giving me these two cards right here are giving me one and the same. Okay, there is a wealthy man, okay, and he's mature and he's wealthy. Okay, we have the community, so everybody's looking at this. Okay, the courthouse, there's going to be some courthouse issues. Okay, this may have something to do with something going on in the background, some legalities going on in the background. Okay, and he's thinking about it, and he's thinking about putting an end to it. Okay, and if you come down here, which will give him sudden wealth, and that's if he becomes the president. Okay, but there's going to be some despair in that process. Okay, because he's disillusioned. So whatever is going on in their business, okay, there's something going on that has him disillusioned. Okay, and I think it may have something to do with this mature man. This mature man may be, so to speak, leading JD Vance. It may be leading him on. Okay. Oh, girl. Okay, now here she comes. She demanded. Okay, is has been leading JD on, and it's going to leave him in despair. Okay, and this is what has to do with his work. There's also a privileged lady and a main female. I take it as his wife and his lover. The woman is older and the privileged lady is younger. So this mature man who's wealthy, okay, he is going to put a change. He's changed his mind about JD. He wants to go with what the people. He's going with the people thing, okay, because they don't like JD anyway. So he may there may be some kind of change in here. On let's do one more row with JD. See, and he knows about this woman. Let's do one more row. Yeah. So we have a thief. Okay. Somebody is lying. Somebody is hiding their hand. Somebody is not being honest. Okay. And we have the family room. It's in his inner circle. Okay. And it's going to be a long time or a long road ahead of him. Okay. So he's going to be in despair for a long time. Okay. Or he has been delusional for a long time. So this man has been running game on JD for a long time. I think that in a presidential way, because he's the vice president, you're next in line. So there's something going on behind the scenes that we don't see yet, but we will see. Okay. And then there's an official person. So this official person, okay, got something to do. Don't tell me it's the police. Okay. One of my cards is okay, and the court. See? That's my cat. Okay. She wants me to go in the living room and sit in the chair so she could jump in my lap and get her little booty rub. Yeah, she's so cute. Huh, Tasha? Yeah, come here, girl. Come here. Come here. Come here. Yes, come here. We gonna show the people. Come here. She's hanging on for dear life, you guys. Okay. There we go. She's scared. Where we? Look at it. She do not like it. Look at it. You look at the people. She looking at my cards. That's who y'all hear. Okay. The other cat, she's somewhere around. Okay. So yeah. So I'm taking it. My intuition is telling me that just like the other cards have been saying, it's pretty much the same thing. It's not going to end well with JD. For some reason, some ways, another, okay? Let's see Donald Trump, okay? But it's not going to, it's some legalities involving JD Vance. I don't know what he's doing in the background, okay, or what, but they doing something. And see, the thing about it is we're not privy to it. They lie so much, they hide so much, they doing too many things in the background, and that's what's getting them caught up. So the dirt does come out in the wash, meaning that we gonna hear about it, okay? Because that's one thing about people. They love to talk. They love to tell, okay? What can you tell us about Donald Trump? What's going on with Donald Trump? Okay, now he's got JD as his vice president. Okay, and Donald Trump is not in the best of health. Okay, so let's see what's going on. And you know what? I'm thinking of, okay, just because JD is younger, that don't mean he in the best of health either. You guys want to take a look at his health? Okay, what can you tell us about Donald Trump? Okay, what's going on with Donald Trump? He's been gone for a few days and he just shows up, okay, saying he was resting. Okay, what is going on with Donald J. Trump? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers, okay? So we're going to do the same thing, same tableau as we did for Donald Trump, okay? Woo! He just delusional from the start, girl. Okay. Let's calm down. Okay. So he's being tricked. Oh, there go the community card. Okay. I got a feeling we're getting a story here, you guys. The gift. Now that gift could be anything. Okay. It. Okay. Allegedly. Okay. As far as he's concerned, and I don't know how he's feeling, if he wants some relief, maybe sickness may be a gift for him, okay? Because he could move on with his life. Oh, I'm gonna have to take me a muscle relaxer or something. Okay, let me take me some. Oh, I'm having cramps in my side here, so I have to take something. I got some muscle relaxers, but they in the other room, okay? And I hate taking those. What time is it? Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Because I don't take them every day or every other day. So when I do take them, they leave me hungover. Okay. So we have a gift. Okay. Bad health. Now this is coming in the top row, you guys. Change. There's going to be a message of concern. Now, one thing about a message of concern for me is whatever it is, it's not good news. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Sudden wealth. He's got despair. Now he's got despair as the middle. JD had delusional in the middle of his. Okay. Donald Trump has despair. That's this card right here. Marriage. Expectation. Journey. Coffin. House. Pathway. Occupation. Okay. Let's go with this, what we have here. Now, the delusion, the distant horizons, which is at the beginning, okay, that card tells me that he's on medication. He's taking medication, okay. We have community, okay, and the whole world is watching, okay. The whole world is watching, and they're going to get a gift, okay. A gift could be good news. Now, this is a very significant card. Holds a lot of power as far as this deck is concerned, okay? But there's a gift. There's bad health, and there's going to be a change. So it tells me on this top row right now that Trump is in bad health, but he's getting medication for it, okay? We have a change, okay? He may do some traveling. He may have to go to the doctor, the hospital, or whatever, okay? He's going to change his location. He may be, maybe he goes down to Mar-a-Lago, okay? Maybe they got some kind of specialist down there, okay? That, or it may be that, the climate, the atmosphere, whatever, may be better for him, okay? He's going to get some bad news, okay? He's going to get some bad news. And I think that's in regards to his health, okay? It also could be in regards to, occupation is down here. Occupation is down here. Okay, so this right here is going to cause me to do another row. But what I'm seeing is, I see sudden wealth, okay. Message of concern, we got some despair, okay, which is the basis in the middle of all this. His marriage, okay. I wonder if she's going to want another prenup. Oh my God. Okay, you're dying. That changes the situation. That means we need a prenup. Okay. We have some expectations here. Now, I don't know if the expectations are real, okay, delusional or what, okay, but there's somebody expecting something, okay, and it's going to take them on a journey. They're going to be traveling. We have the coffin here. Now, this could signal death, or it could send the ending to the White House, okay? Because he has a long road ahead of him before he goes back to work. That's what I'm looking at. I could be wrong. Okay, let me crisscross. Yeah, because he has bad health right here. He has his marriage, okay, and he has a long road ahead of him, okay, for his healing. So there's going to be a change, and there's going to be some expectation along with this change in the occupation, in the presidency, okay? That's the occupation here. That's the occupation. Okay, so we have the community here, the world. Okay, sudden wealth that may pertain to the world rather than Donald. Okay, at his ending, and it doesn't have to be death, like I said. Okay, but there's going to be an ending. There's going to be a transformation. There's going to be a transformation in the White House. Okay. Let's do one more row. We have poverty. Courtship. A mature man. Now, the mature man and the despair came up in that spread for JD. This mature man, he's going on the White House. It may not be Trump. Toil and labor, work. And then we have a wealthy man. So this mature man and this wealthy man came up in the reading in JD's reading as well. They were next to each other. But this has something to do with the job. This has something to do with the job. We have poverty. Okay? And we have a courtship. Right over the coffin at that. So there might be a meeting. I get the impression that he's in bad health. Okay. We know that. I don't think anybody's going to dispute you on that. He's in bad health. And I think what's going to happen is somewhere down the road, he's going to get too sick. They're not going to be able to bounce him up, whatever they're giving him or whatever, okay? And that might be his demise. They're not going to tell you that. But see, when they pumping you up like that, okay, and getting you back on your feet, okay, when you drop, okay? It ain't going to be no bringing you back. It's going to be a done deal. And that's what's going to be going on with Trump. Okay, because they propping him up. They propping him up with all this medication and stuff like that, okay? And it wouldn't be so bad if the man got some rest. See what I'm saying? Okay, but he's not getting rest. Not the rest he should be getting, okay? They're propping him up just to go right back on out there. See what I'm saying? Okay, now what I wanted to do was take a look at the help on JD Vance, okay, and what the cards, the spirits, okay. What does the Holy Spirit want us to know about JD Vance, his help, okay? What is JD Vance's help? How's he looking in all this? What do you want us to know about JD Vance? What do you want? Now, I'm asking the cards, what do they want us to know about JD Vance, okay? It's an open-ended question. So what do they want us to know about JD Vance? I'm asking about the health, but they may have other things to tell us instead. So let's just go with the flow, okay? Let's just go with the flow. What can you tell us about JD Vance and his health? How's he doing? What do you want us to know about JD Vance's health? And thank you for your answers. We appreciate it. Okay, so at the bottom of this reading is the Page of Cups in reverse. Okay, now the Page of Cups in reverse is immaturity. Yeah. Ooh, immaturity, sexual abuse, bad news, and broken dreams. So yeah, okay, allegedly. For your entertainment purposes only, okay? So at the bottom of this reading is bad news. We have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands in reverse, okay? He's arrogant. He's reckless. He's a daredevil. That's why he took the job. Overly confident, and he's a loud show-off too. We have the Two of Swords in reverse, okay? So he's got some delays. And his lies are going to be exposed. Ooh. I say, what the hell? Okay, there we go with the Star card in reverse. In reverse, you guys. Okay, so we have despair. So he's like a he's like one of the negative Nancys. He's a negative Nancy. Okay. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So this right here is some more immaturity. There's a lack of trust, and he's lacking direction. Okay. There's nothing really bad about his health. I mean, I could take this as being on drugs, some kind of drug use, okay. And the Star in reverse. But we have the Nine of Wands in reverse. Okay. So he doesn't want to compromise. Okay. He's being stubborn. He's being rigid. Okay. He was promised something and he feels he's not getting it. He's tired of waiting. Okay. He's tired of waiting, but he's not going to give in. Okay. So there's, like I said, there's something going on in his background. Okay. And then we have the Strength card in reverse. So there is some weakness. So he is, okay, in his strength, okay, I mean, excuse me, King of Wands, okay, he is vulnerable. Now, where JD Vance is vulnerable at is what we're not seeing. The other people see it, but we're not seeing it, okay? And JD Vance may lack self-esteem, okay? He's showing one thing, but in reality, okay, it's not that. He has feelings of inadequacy, okay? Now, that's his mental health. That's his mental health. Okay. And then he has reap what you sow with the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. Reap what you sow. So at the same time, okay, he's vulnerable. He has some kind of weakness. And then we have the Queen of Swords. So there's some corruption going on here too. Yeah. And then this is like in the center of this whole reading, okay, is gossip, malicious gossip. And it's over the star card. So it's gonna be exposed, okay? And we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. Uh-oh, we got extortion. We got corruption. We have the Empress in reverse. Oh. So all his possibilities are gone. His hopes and dreams have been turned upside down with the Empress. We have the King of Swords in reverse. Corruption. So there's definitely corruption. Now we do have the happy families. I told you his family was happy. Okay. He not happy, but the family coming home. Come on, baby. We still love you. Mm-hmm. We have the King of Wands in reverse. So there is some abuse of power. And we have the High Priestess, okay, in reverse. And she gonna tell it all. The secrets are coming out. And you know what? I get that same thing. All his readings. Now, this is supposed to be about health, okay? And I just kind of knew it. So there's nothing. He's healthy. No news is good news. He's healthy, okay? So that's what you can get out of this, because they're not talking about his health, okay? But he has a lot of corruption going on, okay? JD has a lot of corruption going on around him. A lot of corruption going on, and he's all in the mix. We even have, look at that, the Two of Cups in reverse, okay? There's going to be some disagreements. It's going to be some disagreements. The Emperor in reverse. That's straight up corruption. Straight up corruption. He's just got corruption through the whole thing. I'll put it to you like that, really. Corruption, pissed off, anger, okay, lies, deceit, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune, okay? Now, the Wheel of Fortune in the upright is karma, but it's a good luck card. But I got the feeling that it's not good luck. I don't constantly read it as good luck unless you got good cards, and he doesn't. We have the King of Wands, okay? So he does have good news next to it. But then look at this, okay? Well, no, okay. There's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel because he's got the Nine of Swords in reverse. So there is some light at the end of the tunnel. But then you got the thief. Okay, so somebody lying, lying, cheating, and stealing. Lying, cheating, and stealing. And that's what we got. Okay, so let's get some clarification on this. Oh, okay, the truth. The truth. Okay. What can you tell us about JD Vance? Can you give us some clarification on this spread here? We were looking at his health, okay, but this is telling a whole nother story on JD Vance, okay, and all the corruption that is going on. Now Donald Trump gets corruption too, but this is just, he's got four cars all in reverse right here. Okay. He's got four cards all in reverse right here. Now, this card right here, the Nine of Swords in reverse, okay? He's stressed, okay? But he's going to get some kind of relief, okay? But he's still stressed. Even though it's in reverse, okay? It's telling you that he's stressed out, okay? But there's going to be some kind of relief. Now, it looks like the relief is going to be temporary. What can you tell us with JD Vance? Can you give us some clarification? What's the truth? And thank you for your answers. What is the truth on JD Vance and his job up there in that White House or wherever he's at? Tell us the truth on JD Vance. Okay, so there's a breakup, some kind of breakup, walking away. Okay, there's a separation, there's going to be an end. What? I don't know, but it looks like his marriage. Okay, yeah, he's got money problems. Okay, he's got money problems, and that's what I was telling you. And that just confirms what I was saying about him being mad because the money that he thought he was going to be able to get, and the opportunities have been shut down when Trump appeared. Okay. Oh, ah, ooh. Now, didn't I tell you with this with this two of swords in reverse, I said it could be drug use, allegedly. Remember? Okay. Oh, this is the truth, y'all. Allegedly. Your entertainment purposes only, okay? So we have drugs, alcohol, or obsession. And what's coming to me is, remember I told you that he had some kind of weakness, okay? He had something, okay? What did this card say? Weakness, okay? It was weakness. Some kind of weakness. And his little boss man with the money knows that he has a weakness. So if this is true, then the man knows that JD has a drug problem and he ain't got no money. Okay. And usually, okay, when men have a drug problem, okay, they're running around with another woman who's doing the same thing he's doing. That's why there's a problem at home, because the wife ain't on drugs. Okay. allegedly. Okay. But he's on drugs and he's broke because see he don't have that money like Trump them got it. But he's thinking that if he gets the presidency, which he thought was so close but yet so far, he was gonna have access to that money. That might be why he's got them court issues that's coming up and he's lying and he's cheating and he's stealing to support his habit, allegedly. Okay. There's going to be an uninvited guest, a big change, a moment of decision, a surprise. It's going to be a change, a transformation. Okay. Mystery, unknown, illusion. That was in the center of his reading, was the illusion card. So there's going to be some wisdom. Okay. The apple represents wisdom. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I didn't tell y'all the other words. It says wisdom, but it also says death, sexuality, and joy. Ooh, I didn't know the apple was doing all that. Divine intervention, serendipity, catalyst, and karma. Okay. So he's going to be exposed. Okay. He's going to be exposed. And the thing about it is, it may be a bad thing, but it actually down the road will be a good thing. Okay. Because if if you have an addiction and it's exposed and you stop, you get some help. Okay. That revelation was actually good luck. Something you thought was bad luck was good luck. That's why I say the jailhouse saves a lot of lives, because you don't know what you were running into before God put you into that jailhouse and made you sit still. You don't know what could have been. It could have been your death and it wasn't your time. So he had to sit you down. You'd be surprised. We got some taboo, some crime, forbidden love. Ooh, forbidden love. Okay, we got the street. Okay, so it's gonna be a circulation. Okay, the streets gonna know your business. It's gonna be on display, on exhibit. Now here come Keisha. Okay, unfinished business. Okay, so it's gonna be some arguments. It's gonna be some back and forth. Okay, it's not over. Maybe over some drinks, some liquor, some coffee. He don't need no drinks. Okay. Yeah, so he's gonna be chewing on this. He's gonna be in deep thoughts. Okay, deep thoughts. He's gonna be solving some puzzles. Okay. Yeah. Hope, wishes, expectations, and desires. Oh, wrong card. Okay. He gonna be single too. Oh yeah. He gonna be isolated, independent, alone. So his wife is gonna leave him. Okay. And that girl, if he's having an affair with somebody, they probably gonna dump his butt too once they put all his business out there. Okay. Because we got a snake. We got lies, poison. Okay. Says fertility. Ooh, I wonder if he gonna get her pregnant. Ooh. But there's gonna be some reconciliation. Okay. There's going to be an understanding, a cure. There's going to be a cure for JD when it's all said and done. And he's going to sit his butt down somewhere at home. Okay. Where he belonged all along. And that's what we got on JD. Okay. That's the truth. Allegedly. Oh, okay. That is the truth. We need some truth on Donald. Let's look. Let's do the truth on Donald. Okay. First, I want to do a spread. And then we're going to do the truth as a clarification. Okay. So let's do that. Okay. What do you want us to know about the near future of Donald Trump? What do you want us to know about the future of Donald Trump? His health, his job, okay, his presidency, his administration. Whatever you're willing to tell us, what do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers on Donald Trump. Y'all hearing these noises? This is my cat. And she just busy because I've been in here too long. That's what she's basically telling me. Let her tell it. Okay. You know your pets, they start running you. What can you tell us about Donald Trump in the immediate future? What do you want us to know about Donald Trump? Okay, the Trump administration, whatever, okay. What do you want us to know? Okay, so underneath this reading, this spread is going to be the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, that's underneath it all. Okay, lack of money, poor financial control, lack of opportunities, or lost opportunities. Okay, I think he's got both. I think his opportunities are lacking and they're going to be lost at the same time. Go figure. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay, so yeah, there we go. Missed opportunities. Okay, wasted talent. We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so he's gonna lack some balance. Okay, organization, poor financial decisions. Now I don't know if that's gonna be because of the lawsuits that he's got coming. He doesn't see coming. Something he doesn't see coming, or okay, because of his mental state. We have death. Okay, so we have death in reverse. So there's an inability to move. Okay, the moving forward, there is no transition. Okay, it's just the end. Okay, now that doesn't mean death. That just means that he will not be moving he won't be going forward. Okay, he's stuck. We have, okay, the Seven of Wands. Okay, so we have, he's gonna he's gonna be admitting defeat. He's gonna be defeated. This is defeat right next to the death card. Okay, and then we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. This right here is a new job. How about that? Let's just keep it simple. A new job. He's going to be doing something else, even if it's nothing. Okay, you know they have jobs doing nothing. Okay. Right here we have the Ace of Cups. Somebody in reverse. Somebody's pissed. He's going to be pissed. He's going to be pissed. Okay. We have the nine, the eight, excuse me, the eight of swords in reverse. Okay, so he's going to get some escape. He's going to get some freedom, and I believe that freedom is going to be from his job. I really do. Okay, he may not realize it now, but it's actually going to present a relief. Okay, he's not going to have to worry about being persecuted. Okay, prosecuted, because he has immunity, and he can rest. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay, so yeah, this right here is not only is going to be missed opportunities, okay, but it's going to be things are going to be out of control for Donald. Okay, and that's at the center of the reading. It's going to be out of his control. However that is, it's going to be out of his control. And we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so yeah, that's bad news right along with out of control. He's going to be lacking some lacking common sense. Okay, he's going to be defeated. It's going to be the end for him. Okay, we have the Death card. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse right on top of that. Okay, so it's going to be hurtful, but it's over. We have the Tower in reverse. So when it's all said and done, okay, what he may not realize, or maybe what he does realize, is that he's going to, oh, wait a minute. It says resisting change and averting disaster. He wants to avoid, he wants to delay the inevitable, but he's not going to be able to do that. Okay, he's got too much against him. Yeah, right there. He's got the Five of Swords, okay, in reverse. So there's going to be a peaceful resolution. He may fight, okay, but and he's going to be mad, but there's going to be a peaceful resolution, because he's not that strong anymore. He's not that strong. And we have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, that's a loss. That's a loss. Okay. Now, that could be a loss of money. It could be loss of material things. It could also be a loss of his position. Okay. It could be all of them. Yeah. Huge losses. It says losses with an S, so it's all of them. Okay. He's going to lose his presidency. He's going to lose some money, and he's going to lose some things. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay. So, yeah. And here comes Melania being pushy, as always, and demanding. Yeah. Or matter of fact, it could be Donald. Okay. We have right here, okay, the Nine of Wands. Okay. So they're going to try to put up a fight, but you got to choose your battles, okay? See, because this right here, he tired of fighting. He tired of fighting right here, okay? And then we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. There we have another loss, okay? We have loss, and he's not going to be giving out. He's going to be stingy, okay? I'm surprised we don't have the Four of Pentacles, because he's going to be holding on to his money. Okay, then we have the Hermit in reverse. He not going to be, oh no, that's not the Hermit. That is the Five of Cups in reverse. Okay, so he's going to be emotional. He's going to be rejoining the world. How about that? That's what it says, rejoining the world. Okay, so he's going to take this time to heal and forgive. We have happy families, wishes fulfilled, okay, with the 10 of cups. We also have the chariot, okay? The chariot coming in fast, clear path, okay? We have the hierophant, okay? So the government. And we have victory, okay? Now, I know victory for Donald Trump, okay? But what I'm getting from here is that for some reason or another, okay, he's going to lose his job, okay? He's going to lose opportunities and whatnots in the course of losing your job as a president, okay? He's going to be mad, but he'll get over it, basically. He'll get over it, okay? He will move on. So, in other words, it's like uh, his health, his health may have a big deal. Doesn't say health here, but his health may have a big uh, um, may have a big contribution in losing his job. Okay, you get up here and it's you lose your words, you lose your thoughts. It's hard to put the words in the correct sentences. Okay, but yeah, but at the end of the day, okay, he'll come around. He'll come around. Okay, he'll have a clear path right on out the door. So let's get the truth in here. Let's go with the truth on Donald Trump. Can you give us some clarification with this spread with Donald Trump? Okay, am I picking up the right vibes from these cards? Is my intuition correct? What do you want us to know with this spread on Donald Trump? Clarification. See, so I can show you the cards. With Donald J. Trump, who needs to get some rest. What do you want us to know? And thank you for the answers. What do you want us to know? Oh, he's a clown. Okay, he's going to put on a performance. He's going to act a fool. Okay, he has a commitment, whatever that commitment may be, but he clowning. He's going to put on a performance. See, he's going to put on a performance, y'all. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, but at the end of the day, he going home. Kick up his feet. Okay, and there it goes. My intuition is right on point. Yeah, so he's gonna have the law and lawyers. Okay, he's gonna have the lawyers, the judge, and the police. That's what it says. He's gonna have the law, the lawyers, the judge, and the police on that ass. So he's gonna sit down at home and kick up his feet. Okay, he's got some unfinished business. Oh, he's got some unfinished business. He's got to go back and forth with somebody. Okay, so he's got some key people in his administration that he's going to point out. Okay, so we have some silence, some secrets, some coercion. Okay? So he gonna point out some people. He ain't gonna tell you all the business, but he gonna point them out, and you have to do the rest. Okay? There's some people who's gonna miss him, I guess. Or they're gonna be eager for him to leave. Divine intervention is coming. Divine intervention is coming for Donald. Okay? So an empty room where there's no people, the end. Okay? So the opportunities that he had as a president are going to end. He's going to be in the room by himself because everybody else has to work. And the only person that would be with him would be his caretaker, okay, who is working. A miracle. Dreams come true, okay. Don the Con. Teflon Don. Okay. Uh-oh. So we have some photographs. Now, I don't know if they're photographs of memories, okay, or if he has some photos coming out. But I think this is more on souvenirs. Souvenirs, okay. And he's going to be singing praise. He's also going to be putting on a performance, okay? We also have addiction in his cards as well. So all those meds that they were giving him, okay, he's got an addiction. Yep. And it's going to circulate. It's going to be all out on the streets. Can you see that? All out on the streets, okay? Circulating. Divine timing. The wrong time, the right time, or wait. But he's going to have some divine timing. Okay. So in other words, okay, when it's all said and done, okay, God has the last say. That's his divine timing. Okay. God has the last say. We got breakup as well. Melania's gone too. She's jumping ship. That's why he gonna be in that room by himself. Okay. There's gonna be a change. There's gonna be a transformation. Okay. An evolution. He's got independent. That look like Melania. Maybe she's got the independence. Oh, my bad. My bad. Okay. But at the same time, okay, there's going to be some type of coexistence. She's going to have to coexist because of the boy, his son. Yeah. So there'll be communications, call records, and instant messaging. He's going to be chewing on all kind of thoughts, just like JD. They're going to be chewing. They're going to be in deep thought. Okay. Yeah, all about the mystery and the unknown and the stuff that he didn't see was going on. That's going to come out too. And there he goes. He going to take a bite of the apple too. Or he's already taken a bite. Wisdom, death, sexuality, and joy. Okay. Allegedly. I ain't one to talk, but you did hear that from me. Okay. So he's going along the same lines. Okay. And he's getting his bite off the apple, just like, well, they're all in the same atmosphere. Okay. They're all running in the same circles, doing the same thing. They all lying, cheating. Okay. I wanted to say killing. I don't know about that, but yes. Oh, you know what I wanted to look at before I leave? Do it real quick, because if I don't do it, it's, oh, sheesh. Wrong side. Okay. Oh, I got my cards turned up. Okay, let's see. Uh-oh. You turned them the wrong way. They facing up when they should be facing down. Oh, now why I go do that? So I wanted to do a true crime on Jeffrey Epstein, okay, on his island, his mansion. Now they would I wonder, are they gonna start some digging on the property? Okay. And if they do, what are they gonna find? Okay. So what I'll do is I'll ask this. Okay. Hold on. I also wanted to do a search and see, are they going to dig on the Epstein property? Property. Oh, they released the files on Jeffrey Epstein. They released a bunch of files, old files, okay? And this was only 7 hours ago. The Oversight Committee releases more Epstein files, okay? And they're saying that they were hundreds of file images. Let's see. Ooh, 33,000 pages. So they released the files in response to a subpoena that they had received, okay? So they're saying that they're going to cover or red act, okay, which means block out any sexual abuse material, okay, and the identities of the victims. So they're going to cover that up. So the files that were released today was an Epstein employee describing how there were a lot of girls that were very, very young visiting the home, but he couldn't say for sure if they were minors, but they were very young. So that might, because he liked them teenagers, okay, and them teenagers could be either grown teenagers or minor teenagers, and he couldn't tell the difference. And he was in charge of cleaning the rooms. So that's about the Epstein files. Okay. I want to know. Okay. I want to know about the property. Okay. So it doesn't tell me anything about Epstein's property. Let's see. What happened to Jeffrey Epstein's property? They sold it. They sold his property. Okay. It doesn't say okay, I had another deck of true crime that I wanted to explore. Here we go. Okay. I have this true crime right here. And this is, I don't think this is as detailed as the other one, but we're going to use that too. But we want to ask the question of what is on Jeffrey Epstein's property. Can you tell us, okay, what is on the property owned by Jeffrey Epstein or his estate? I don't know if his estate still owns property, but he does still have an estate. Jeffrey Epstein's property, his estate, his islands. What was on Jeffrey Epstein's property? Let's see what we get. Well, we got a bloody handprint. There was an attic. There's footprints. Cigarettes. There was a knife. A fridge. There were floorboards. Oh, it said a hospital. Was there a hospital on his property? Or, there was a pool. Well, we know there's a toilet. Okay. Candles. Oh, they had some scales. Gloves. They even had an incinerator. They had handcuffs. There was a kitchen. And there was a bathtub. It says a wheelchair. Plaster statues. A hammer. There was a cellar. A burlap sack. There was some dog tags they found. Poison. There was some gambling. Says casino, but I don't think it was casino. Well, it could have been a gambling room. I think it's a, what do they call it? The roulette room or whatever. Okay. And of course there was concrete. Okay. So right now we have general descriptions. Okay. Your basic descriptions. It's not telling us too much, okay? But your general items, okay? Toilet, bathroom, bathtub, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So let us get into some true crime, okay? Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. Can you tell us about Jeffrey Epstein, okay, when he was alive? Okay. When he was alive, his going ons, when Jeffrey Epstein was alive. He may still be alive. I don't know. What do you want us to know in regards to Jeffrey Epstein and his crimes? Jeffrey Epstein crimes. What were his crimes? As a matter of fact, okay, that's an open-ended question. What was Jeffrey Epstein's crimes? What do you want us to know about Jeffrey Epstein's crimes that were committed? Okay, it was a couple. There was surveillance. Now you got to remember too that this was back in the days. Now they were talking about that he had surveillance on his property, but the surveillance wasn't as good as the surveillance they have now. There was a lot of times where they had to call somebody to come over there and fix the surveillance, okay, fix the cameras, okay. So yeah, so he did have surveillance, but it wasn't as good as it is now. It would be now. There was a caregiver. There was the devil. He's always in the details, okay? Love and secrets. Suicide. There's burial. Now, that's what it says. Serial killer. Now, just think, even though you might wonder what serial killer has to do with it, but it's a lot to do with it, because serial killer, somebody who likes to kill young girls, just like Jeffrey Epstein liked to abuse young girls, okay, I wouldn't be surprised if there was somebody who came through, okay, looking for some girls. I wouldn't be surprised if, okay, some girls came up missing that were related or have been seen on his property or in his company of him or Ghislaine or both of them, okay? I would not be surprised. We have death. We have regrets. We have mind control, okay? There was a tunnel. There's a tunnel, okay, on his property. Mountains, okay? They had meetings. And I bet you, I wouldn't be surprised, not only did they have meetings, they had official meetings, legit meetings, okay? Social media, spouse, partner, that was on the property, okay? The desert. Now, I don't know, he had a lot of properties and they spanned it, okay? So the desert, I wouldn't be surprised because I didn't look it up. I didn't look into it, but he had properties, they said, that spanned it all the way to Paris, okay? Now, in between Here and there, I'm pretty sure there's a desert. Say, females. That was his thing. Females. And there was a road. Okay. There we go. It was inside. That looked like leading to one of the tunnels. Because I heard he had more than one. We have the cult. Yeah, there was some kind of cult going on too, or cult practices as well. Let me see. Okay, so there were reports of people missing. And that was his home. Okay, he considered that his home. There was a debt, so he owed, or somebody owed him. Hotel, motel, affairs, dating, outer space. Okay, so this tells me right here that he was dating some of these women, he was having affairs with some of these women, okay, and outer space, okay, to me is drug related, okay, but it can also be with an outer circle, okay, it didn't necessarily have to be his inner circle. He was all over the place and he was greedy. Okay, so yeah, this outer space, because he went to different countries. He invited people from different countries. He also was invited to different countries. Child, fake death. Okay, he abused and he neglected. He even got revenge. And yep, there go the children. Okay, some of them weren't even teenagers, they were children. Drugs and poison. Some were even strangled, and some were into organized crime. Well, he was organized crime. He had some type of organized crime going on, running human trafficking. You got to be organized, okay? You got to have an organization requires other people, okay, to help you achieve whatever it is you're trying to achieve, okay? So there's a lot of healing at the end of the day. See, this comes at the toward the end of the spread is healing. And yes, my intuition is right. So there it is there. Okay. He was doing all kind of things with these little girls, little boys, okay, but mostly girls. Okay, I heard there was some boys included, but it was mostly girls, young girls, and even children. Okay, and they were talking about something about some Epstein, his victim speaking out, being heard. Okay, and I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but allegedly, some of the victims wanted to confront Trump, wanted to speak to Trump. Okay, so there's going to be more on this Epstein stuff. There's going to be even more, okay, coming out because, like I said, the victims want to have their say. Okay, I don't know how they're going to do it, but they want to come out with and be heard. The victims of Epstein. Okay, look it up if you think I'm lying. Okay, but nevertheless, give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay, I need subscriptions. And if you have any requests or any comments, leave them down below. But most of all, stay blessed. Bye.